Not too bad.
Yes, sort of.
Good evening. Call to order the Stephenville Town Council meeting agenda for Thursday, October 9th. Janelle, would you please take the roll call?
Councilmember Bragg. Here. Councilmember Barker. Here. Councilmember Brown. Here. Councilmember Smith.
Here.
And Mayor Michelson.
Here, would you all please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Move on to item number 3, public comments. These are public comments on anything not on the agenda tonight. Anything not on the agenda. Seeing none from the public, we have a couple of items that Janelle would like to read into the public record. Go ahead, Janelle.
I have 2 that were received today via email at 4:53 p.m. Public comment regarding,
Sorry,
that's okay. Did you need something or?
is that correspondence?
No, this is public comment.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Public comment regarding council minutes for September 25th, 2025.
Point of order, that should be under the minutes, shouldn't it?
No, the
No.
email stated they'd like this read under public comment.
Okay,
He wanted to run under public comments.
okay, sorry.
Public comment regarding council minutes for September 25th, 2025, town council meeting and mayor's letter to the town. To be read into the record during public comment on anything not on the agenda during the October 9th town council meeting. Mayor Michelson, you have spread false intelligence in your September 30th mayor's campaign letter in the Bitterroot Star 10th paragraph. In the letter as printed by the Bitterroot Star, you stated, in quotes, "My opponent has indicated an intention to fire all town employees if elected. I almost fell off chair when I read the statement. It is an immoral act and unlawful to do what you suggest." It simply is not true. You have spread this misinformation, in my opinion, to poison the minds of the citizens of this town and the employees. Do you not realize that doing such a deed could be considered political terrorism, trying to coerce town employees and citizens with an untrue statement about someone who cannot even stand in front of the council to defend themselves? Why would you do that? I am absolutely ashamed of my town government for attacking someone who cannot even stand before the body and counter the claim. You are an appointed mayor. You took an oath to the state and U.S. constitutions. You have a legal obligation to obey state and local law. Have a great day, Jim Cruz. The second one today also, 10/9/25 at 4:53 p.m. via email. Public comment regarding the content of the minutes of the council meeting on September 25th, 2025. Mayor Michelson made the comment during the introduction of Montana Rural Water Systems about the opposing candidate in the up-and-coming mayor's election that is untrue. This needs to be retracted by the mayor and a correction to the minutes should be made and published for the public. I would not approve these minutes tonight as they are as they are not complete. The mayor made a false and misleading comment in the recording at about 18 minutes to the extent of the following. In quote, "So there has been a lot of misconception, a lot of concerned citizens, and we all know since we raised the water rates last August, there's been a lot of stuff flying around everywhere, and I will just come out and say it. There is an election going to happen in a few weeks, and the other candidate is running on lowering water rates. So just going to lay out the facts out here and let the public decide for themselves," end quote. I think you should publish a written apology in the paper for what you did. Mayor Michelson, you used a public building, time, and other resources to push your own campaign, and never once did you make an attempt to contact me to find out the real truth. My platform is published, and I'm not going to say it here. The purpose of the comment is to show the public how the mayor misuses town resources. Secondly, You allowed a former mayor to speak and spread gossip and innuendo along with misinformation using a public venue, and then the minutes tonight have been trimmed so as to eliminate part of his comments. I want the minutes to be corrected to show what was actually said. The audio is clear and this is what was said. The speaker admitted it was hearsay, but he said he was going to say it anyway. The comment was made, there's going to be a lot of people getting fired. Well, there you go. A mature, responsible adult telling folks how to act while repeating false information, rumors, and gossip, and it appears to be used to push a political agenda. Where he came up with that piece of illegitimate intel is beyond me. You can hear it for yourself at about 43 minutes into the meeting, and you can watch that video at the following web address, and it's the web address for the youtube.com link for that meeting. Shame on you, Mr. Groniger, and shame on you, Mayor Michelson, for making and allowing political speeches and comments to be made during a council meeting, especially when the information is not true. Jim Cruz.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 4, and with that, I would like to suspend council rules. If it's okay with the council, we can move. Go ahead.
Do we have any more public comments from the public?
No, I had asked for that before.
Yes, okay. Just making sure.
So if it's okay with the council, I would like to move item number 7, new business A, up above item number 4, so the public doesn't have.
I move that we move 7 to above 4.
Okay, we have a motion to move item number 7 to item number 4. Do we have a second? Councilmember Barker.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Barker to move the item. Is there any discussion from the council? Any discussion from the public on moving the item up? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Bragg? Aye. Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. All right, we'll get along to item number 7, new business. A, discussion decision, Dickerson Park, 6th Street Park as a community garden. Could I get a motion, please? Councilmember Brown.
I would like to make a motion for the council to table this. I have talked to some of the people on where the park is. I also talked to Ken back there. Actually, we're not quite ready to bring this before council. I would like it to be moved to maybe like the first council meeting in February, so that Ken has time to get with the neighborhood over there. We did bring that point up during the park board meeting that the residents over there needed to be notified. They needed to be talked to. We had the problem about how the water was going to be handled. Can we put a meter or whatever on that?
Parking.
Who's going to be in charge of it? Yes, it is. I know one person in the audience helped clean up the last community garden, and it was a mess. People put tires over there for growing potatoes, and then they didn't use their boxes anymore. Next person just threw them aside. So I think this is a good idea, and I think if we could come together and discuss it and probably work some of these problems out, things might be a little bit better.
Okay. You want to make a motion then to table it?
Yes, I do.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second to table the item number A, discussion decision to Dickerson Park until we can all come together and formulate more communication, a better understanding before we move forward. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there discussion from the council? Councilmember Barker.
I just want to say that I actually took a drive over there and then walked back through there. I didn't realize where the park laid until it came up on here on the 6th. I'd always heard of the Dickerson Park, but I was never really fully aware. And there is no fencing along the one house that's there. It just goes strictly to the back, and then it lays at a horizontal, vertical and then horizontal. I think it's a great idea. However, I do have to agree that we need to look a little bit more at it. I had come to town hall asking about water, how the water, how many gallons of water was being used on there, and found out that we didn't even know that there wasn't a meter on there. Part of, I guess, Gina, said she didn't realize that it was actually being watered as much as it was. So, but I think we do need to look into it a little bit more and then figure out. I did also the research of what other community gardens, from Missoula to Thompson Falls to Plains, what they have for theirs. And I do know that some of them do charge fees, but of course we want to make it more community to be able to give back to the community and understand that. So there's a lot of different scenarios I think that we need to look at before we actually make a decision.
Any other comments from the council? Any comments from the public on tabling this park issue until we could all get together and come to a more formal issue on communication on moving forward, either or against? Did you say February?
First meeting in February,
First meeting in February? Okay.
that will be about the time when people are starting to think about gardens again. And that when people are starting to plan. I mean, there's a lot of ideas out there that it can be, I'm hoping that it can be something that people can come together and work around and have some better information for the residents over there.
Okay. Go ahead, Karen.
I have some comments that I've written a
Would
letter.
you like to step up the podium, please? Thank you.
I'd like to give this to you, when we look at it on the county for consideration. You too.
Thanks, Karen.
Anyone else that would like to see it? That's one. To the mayor and the city council of Stevensville, we request this, I decided to present tonight rather than when it's delayed for things to consider. We request that the city council and mayor consider the following issues before approving the community garden in the Dickerson Park. Number one is water issues. There is currently a water line to support the park's automatic sprinkler system that the city pays for. A meter should be installed to bill the users of the park for the personal usage of the garden. Who would pay for it? The citizens of the town should not be billed for this private use. No parking is available except at residents' homes. Excess traffic would be on the one-way street. Who would manage and supervise? From our prior issues with the community garden, my husband and I were involved with the prior garden. The clients neglected their spots shortly after planting. Theft, fights over invasion of space, invasion of weeds, and neglect of individual lots. People not taking care of their lots. Water problems, watering on specific sites and neighboring sites have different watering needs, causing more fights. Number 5, an 8-foot fence would need to be installed for deer control. Who would purchase the needed materials, install and maintain this fence? The garden would attract more deer to the neighborhood that is already deer burdened. Currently, the only right-of-way access is between 308 and 310th Street. It is small and facilitates letting the city enter the park with a riding mower. That is the only space that was designated through the right-of-way. We request that this proposal be denied. We also suggest that an agreement be presented to the Stevensville school system to use school property for this community garden. This would benefit the FFA and the entire community. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Karen. Sue.
Stacy, when you went today, I took a tape measure out there, and the actual access is between 13 and 15 feet. Then it opens up and there are personal property yards, which would be, I think, trampled And again, 13 to 15 feet wide, are people gonna single file and follow a path?
Can I,
Yes, ma'am.
it seemed like it was wider, but I understand that there's probably an easement, is that correct?
Yeah.
Next to that house that
Right.
borders that?
So
Is
what
that-
I did was I went to the fence and took it to that bush, which is basically the property line. And that was about 15 feet. That just, it's not accessible. It's a great idea. I love it, but I don't believe it's feasible. But I just wanted to, I know you had said it was narrow. That is narrow.
Any other comments from the public? Yes, Ken.
So I just want to let everybody know, I certainly appreciate you bringing that concern, and I certainly understand the logistics of a project this size. We're not dead set on that park. It was just a convenient place. And as we move forward, working these details out, if, I didn't even know the school property would be available.
They
So
have
that
a
may
lot
be,
of, they have a lot of property
Right.
there. I know the pantry.
and that would be a wonderful option.
Yeah.
And I would love to get together and discuss all the logistics and everything. Our desire is just to do something in our community that benefits the community. All the building of any raised beds or whatever they look would be us. We would be doing all the labor, buying all the parts. So we want to contribute our part. So we want to be a part of the process, and we want the community to be as involved as possible as they want to be, so that we are doing forward motion.
I just have a question. So it was mentioned in here about lots. Would you just have the garden be for everyone and not give private lots? Or would there be private spaces? I don't know much about community gardens.
Up front, I can tell you what's brief conversations I've had with other people that I've been discussing this with. And the idea would be the garden would be the people that are willing to commit to it. Every piece of the garden is their responsibility.
Ah,
And so, and the goal is for us to plant enough to, if there's single moms, there's low income, food bank, those are some of the things we want to contribute to. And then the people that contribute to it, I may go work it and take no food. I don't necessarily need food out of the community garden. I personally wouldn't take any unless there was something left over. And I know there's others that are like that. So they want to do the work. We have people that run farms and they run huge gardens on their own property. Lots of people, lots of skill already in place. You need farmer ranch stuff done, I can get it for you tomorrow. So the goal is here is to start a process forward so that we can be part of our community and move forward and figure out a conclusion that we can all agree on so that everybody wants to buy into. If we get all the buy-in, then there's gonna be more people involved. We have a homeschool co-op and we have other groups, our church and others that we're talking to. So that's 150 people already just in the co-op and the church that are potentials. That's not even talking to the town yet, people that might want to be involved. So we potentially have 200 plus people. You might get 20 out of that. That's okay.
For Ken, has this been presented to FFA or 4-H Club?
Didn't even think that way. Never crossed my mind. It's a great thought. This is why I love the community give and take and the conversation. I'd love to have more of this outside. If you don't know where I live, 6th Street, canopy, camp trailer in the driveway. Our house is used as a landmark when you're going down 6th Street, you go past the Scribner's, take a right. So yeah, I'm open to more conversation. I'm not dead set on any result yet, any conclusion, because this is not till next spring. We're coming up on Thanksgiving and then Christmas and nobody's thinking about planting. So I'm all on board with letting this take its natural course and have as many conversations as we need to. The oversight or leader would be like myself and maybe one other gentleman from our church, people from the community. So we would have a small board or whatever you want to call it set up from all the different areas. So you'd have all that input. So there'd be however many people we needed overseeing it. So no one person or two people in control of the whole thing.
I just had a question. Who would take care of the water? I mean, as far as the water goes, because the water system that's in the park it's automatic sprinklers.
Right.
There are no spigots that I'm aware of in the park,
There's one in the box.
in the box. Okay.
So it have to be built close enough or have enough hose to the box to do that. That would be all of us. We would provide all the hoses, we would provide all the labor for any water that had to be done. So,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you had
so
the-
there's one box and it's on the, east end of the park. So. Yeah, just a start of an idea. So that's just the part, that's the place that came up is, hey, maybe that's available. So if I had property of my own, I just have on my own property, but I have 5 kids still at home. I don't have any property that's not taken up by some toy. So, yeah, so it's just a start of an idea. I'm more than open to and eager to discuss details and FFA school property. There's a little plot across from our church that's been empty for the 30 years we've been here. I contacted the person through email and never heard back. It's right in the middle of town. It has water, has a meter, has everything on it already. Love to use that because it's really convenient right in town. And we could put an easy fence up. We could do all the things we need to do. I just don't know how to get a hold of the person who actually owns it. So if you have questions, come see me, get a hold of me. If you, Councilman Wally there knows how to get hold of me. I think Stacy does and Bob does. These ladies know how to get a hold of me. Get a hold of me. I'll be glad to get together and meet with you or anybody who wants to talk about it. Absolutely. So I'm open to moving ahead and serving our community. Been here 33 years. I like serving people like that. All right?
Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from the public? No? We have a motion and a second on tabling it. And further comments from the council? Seeing none, Danelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
And Councilmember Brown?
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, we'll move back up to item number 4, approval of minutes. A, special town council meeting minutes, 9/23/2025. Can I get a motion, please? Councilmember Barlow.
I make a motion to approve town council meeting minutes from September 23rd of 2025.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. We have a second. Councilmember Brown.
I'll second.
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Brown. We have discussion from the council on the minutes. Seeing none from the council, do we have any comments from the public on the minutes? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Moving on to item number B, town council meeting minutes of 9/25/25. Have a motion? Please. Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion to approve town council meeting minutes from 9/25 of 2025.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. Do we have a second? Councilmember Bragg.
Second?
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Bragg. Do we have a discussion from the council on the minutes? Councilmember Brown.
On the topic, page 23, you have Barker voting twice on that. I would have to abstain because I was on vacation. And yes, I did notice on page 33 that the comments from Pat Croninger were cut short.
Okay. Any other comments from the council?
Mine was the same, so.
Seeing none, any comments from the public?
Did they address Jim Cruz's letter concerning other statements about him?
Did we address it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's noted.
in changing the
It's noted.
minutes.
Any other comments from the public? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the roll?
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
No.
Councilmember Smith?
No.
And Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
2-2. I won't break the time on this one. Motion fails. Moving on to item number 5, approval of biweekly claims. Claim number 19947 to 19981. Can I get a motion, please? Councilmember.
I move to approve claims number 19947 through 19981.
We have a motion by Councilmember Smith. Do we have a second? Councilmember Barker.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Barker. Do we have any discussion from the council on the claims? Councilmember Barker.
Claim number 19952, the starter for the sweeper for 402.81, and then there's a credit right below it for 61.72.
What's that on?
Claim number 19952 for the Missoula Motor Parts Company, the starter for the sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got the sweeper. Is this the one that we just purchased?
Correct. And they used it one time and then it went click, 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 and then went in the starter went out on it. So I get another starter.
But it ran fine up until that point.
So we have to use it a couple times.
Okay, so why is there a credit underneath it? Or
The negative 61.72.
So
is that like a,
So that, the credit was from Missoula Motor Parts. They were the ones who gave the credit to the back to school because they called the charge from the start.
okay,
So what you do is when they put a credit on the account, you credit it back to that invoice. And so that was what that was for. That's why it shows it's on the sweeper. So they charged us 402.81, but then they gave us a 61.72 credit to go back towards that sweeper.
okay.
Councilmember Barker.
Claim number 19967, Greg, or the Overstreet Law. I see a couple different things in here, line items regarding Councilmember Wallace, or Councilmember Smith for 528. And then I see another one for, and these are dated on 9/3. The other one is 9/22 regarding Jim Cruz in the amount of 247.50. And then the airport litigations, is that the one that we just went over just recently
Yes.
Yes.
in the closed session? Okay.
Yes. Do you want to speak to that one, Gina, on Wally's and Jim's?
What would you like me to say? That there's, speak to, I'm sorry, what did you say?
The claim,
What are these in regards to, I guess?
she wants to know
Okay.
regarding to.
So the one with Councilmember Smith, he reached out to the attorney to find out if the mayor had the authority to litigate, to start the litigation on the airport litigation that we have going on right now. So he had to do his research, draft the legal analysis of the same, so that was a charge for that. And it was the same with the emails from Jim Cruz back and forth, that took the attorney time and he charges for that. So in true transparency for a town, this is what I put out there for anyone to know.
Councilmember Barker.
I guess my question was, I thought we had a protocol set in place for when council members were also to be able to contact the town's attorney. And I thought it was to go through our council president and then to our mayor for referral. Did that process happen?
No, it didn't.
Well, in this case with me, how did it go down? How did it happen?
You asked,
I sent you the email.
yes, you sent me the email, okay? You wanted to know if I had the authority solely to do the lawsuit on the airport.
Right.
Okay? I got an opinion from Greg, which I have a clear right to do.
Right.
Right. And that's what I did.
So
And you got the
basically, to
opinion,
answer,
and we gave you that opinion.
so basically to answer Councilman Barker's question, the mayor sent it over to the attorney, not me.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's all I wanted to know.
yes. He asked me the question, I got an opinion from Greg, and I gave that opinion to you. But Greg sent it to you, right?
Right.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Councilmember Bartlett. Brown.
I did have a question on the starter for the sweeper also. So is that back in service now? It is leaf time.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you. The other question was on 11978 for Glenn, which is an ongoing thing, which I understand. But my biggest concern or question is are we any closer to having them certified at the water and sewer plant? Completely certified?
So the tests are really, the wastewater certification is really, really difficult to get. And Montana Rural Water has stated that they would work with our guys to help them on test tactics to do that. And that's part of the membership that we pay for. They don't charge us for that. So, it's very difficult. Some people are really good test takers, some aren't. I don't know how that goes, but they do offer those trainings that the guys go to. And I do know that they're working on on doing that. It's not just taking a test, you actually have to have experience down with the wastewater too. So there's a simulation, I think, that they need in order to become certified. So the test is one part, the experience is the other. So
I was just wondering, are we getting closer or still?
that's hard for me to say. That would be more on the Stephen thing. I know it's in the back of your mind all the time, so I do know that.
I think there's a training class coming up in November.
Could be, yeah.
Councilmember Ray.
I had a question, it's under 19975, but it's down there a ways. It's called Pool and then Wellfield. I just wanted to know what that was because it was $9,471.
Did you say 19975?
I think, yeah, 19975, but it's like further down. The numbers kind of stop. It starts to say yard light and then the street lights and pump house.
Oh, utilities.
Yeah, all the way down to Pool, Wellfield for $9,475. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, the well field, that's the well field out here, that's our biggest expense.
Oh, okay.
At the pump house, that's why it's so high every month.
Okay.
Any other comments from the council? Seeing none, any comments from the public on the claims? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Brown? Aye. Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Wright?
Aye.
And Councilmember Burke?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Moving on to administrative reports. Airport, Mr. Bryan.
Okay, starting with maintenance, kind of wrapping up mowing right now. We've got probably one more small mow that we'll do, just cleaning up around taxi lights, airport signage, etc. And then kind of really just change over for plowing. Plow's got a small hydraulic leak that we'll try to get wrapped up either this weekend or next. There's one broken taxi light that I had to order some parts for. Let's see, and then last week on Wednesday, we discovered that our phone lines had gone down at the airport. There's two phone lines that are really critical to us. One is to the ground-based receiver for the weather station, and then one is for the self-serve fuel tank for the credit card processor. So CenturyLink never really communicated an outage until Thursday and never indicated what had happened, but the lines were repaired and back online by mid-afternoon on Thursday. So there was about 36 hours or so that the lines were down. Assumption is that may have been related to the East Side Highway work that was going on, but we don't really know. So, let's see, for CIP projects, I know I've said in past meetings, the FAA was just extremely slow at issuing all the grant paperwork this year and getting the offers completed. All our paperwork is done now. Fuel farm project is moving along. Submittals have been reviewed, and the first round of comments have been returned to the contractor. So the tank project is going well. The asphalt project, we didn't get that paperwork until a month after the fuel project. So we got that on September 16th. And it looks like at this point, we're probably going to lose our window to do the asphalt maintenance work this year as a result. So the contractor is still trying to get out here before the end of the month to do the crack repair, with the plan of doing all the seal coating and remarking in the spring of 26. But there's no guarantee that they're going to be able to do it. Unfortunately, we couldn't give them the go-ahead until we had, of course, the grant paperwork completed with the FAA. And fortunately, by the time we had that and were able to give them the go-ahead, it was just too late for them to try to slip us into the schedule for this year. So they have agreed to hold their pricing, so there won't be any cost to the town with this delay. It's just simply that the asphalt will go the winter without the maintenance that it needs right now. So, and then, you know, and candidly, we still haven't even received any of the funds from those grant offers yet either. So it's they're just really, really behind this year. Normally we would see that paperwork at the very beginning of July and see grant funds sometime late August, and we still haven't seen money. So we're expecting it really soon, but they're really poor at communicating even at the moment. So anyway, fuel, let's see, September, we saw 2,585 gallons sold, or about $14,892 in revenue. For this fiscal year, we've sold 8,066 gallons, or $46,418 in revenue in total spent. And so that's between, of course, all the bulk fuel and the lease payments that we're paying on that tank, $44,067. So not a ton of revenue there, but about $2,350-ish and 30 cents. Another 4,000 gallons were delivered on Thursday, October 2nd, and that should get us through till the new tank gets online. And then as far as fuel sales, we're expecting to start to see them slow considerably over the next month as the skydiving season really kind of wraps up, and you know, the weather changes, we start seeing more inversion. So we're expecting those sales to fall off pretty steeply here over the next 4 to 6 weeks. No new lease information. U.S. Forest Service, they never activated land use agreement this year, so it was kind of a bummer, but good for fires. You know, we did get the smoke. Did talk to our Forest Service agent. He did assure me that the lack of the activation was just the result of getting, you know, the turn in weather and a little bit of moisture at the right times, and had nothing to do with anything else, so that was good. And then lastly, our new draft airport layout plan is nearly complete. So as soon as I have that, I will get it over to Janelle so that she can distribute it to everybody, so you can take a look at it. A lot of focus on not only, of course, the projects that we've discussed, but you know, kind of new ways to generate revenue, but also community involvement. There's a lot of people that have been showing up out there, watch the skydiving. That leads to people kind of asking about airplanes and wanting to see where they could set up to watch. And so we're trying to figure out, you know, maybe a community viewing area, that kind of thing, to incorporate at the airport so that it's a little more community friendly. Because nobody really realizes that they can drive onto the airport at any time with the gate. So.
Okay. Any question for Brian?
No, thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. You bet. The Lee Department of Finance, Tina.
Hello. Okay, so, first off, we passed the budget on September 25th of 2025, and we received a call on September 30th from the state stating that our budget was due on the 1st of October. So we thought the deadline was October 15th. It was not, it's October 1st. And so we were lucky at getting that in on time, and we got it uploaded. So they were happy to see that. If you want to see the budget, you can go to the Montana Leagues and Towns. It's MT, let me see. So the website to look for the budget, and you can get any budget for any municipality on this website. It's MTLGSB as in boy .my.site.com. So you can find that for the town. If you go under the budgets there and you look for the town of Stevensville, you can find our budget uploaded there. So you had 3 reports. One is the cash report. So you'll see that it's just a cash report really for all the funds. Everything looks pretty good right now. If you go to the second page of that, you'll notice a negative $62,000 under the airport. That was the payment for the new fuel tank that they have going on out there. The FAA did send us a check for $59,375. And then Montana Aeronautics is going to be covering the other part of that, which is $2,625. So there's no net cost to the town citizens on that. If you go to the expenditure versus actual, there's actually 2 reports. One is for the general fund. And if you look at that, everything looks like it's going really well right now as far as budget goes under the general fund. If you look at the next report, it has all of the other funds. If you look under planning, there's a negative $236. That was because before we passed the budget, part of the salaries were coming out of the planning fund. And so that has been corrected, but it wasn't done at the time of this, about the time we printed this report. So that part is corrected. But as far as everything else goes, it looks like it's going on pretty good. So the wastewater, we passed the budget. We were able to go ahead and approve the fees for the server. So that has been ordered, and as soon as that comes in, HDR and First Call will work on getting that up and running for the wastewater schooling system. So that's about all I have. Do you guys have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Gina, for bringing this report and putting it with the agenda package. Is there a chance that we can get one monthly?
Every month, yes.
Thank you so much.
This will be going forward every month.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
Thanks, Gina. Fire department, Jeff.
Report is in your packet. For the month of September, we had 51 requests for service. We had 17 within the town, 32 within the district, and 2 mutual aid requests. Currently, right now, we're running 389 medical responses, 110 fires, 27 motor vehicle crashes, and we had 35 missed calls, for a total of 526 at the end of last month. So, we're averaging a couple runs a day, currently right now. So I imagine that'll probably a little bit, and then it'll probably drop off in November. That's kind of how it rolls out. So that's kind of the report in a nutshell. Currently right now we have 3 brand new students taking an EMT class upstairs right now as we speak. So they're in class every Tuesday and Thursday. We rotate them from upstairs out to the district's facility when we have meetings upstairs on Thursday nights. So the majority of the time they're here, they're upstairs. And they generally run from 6 till 10. They'll be done about the first of the year. So that's what's going on. It's scaring above your heads when you hear them rolling around and carrying on. That's what's going on up there. Also, I did mention that we were successful in our radio grant. So we will be getting together with the other two departments. There's 4 departments altogether in the grant. The Steamsville Rural, the town, and then Florence and Sula. So we'll be getting together with all the participants in the grant, and we'll start hammering out what radios we want and who gets what and all those dollars and how that all come out, and I'll report that all back to you. But we should somewhere in that budgeted grant match fund. We'll see what those final numbers end up at, but we're working on there. We've been approached by Corvallis Fire. They have a 1995 ladder that they would like to give to the town of Stevensville. That would replace our 1985 ladder, so it's 10 years newer than what we currently have. They had it listed with Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus for $30,000 over the last 9 months, and they did no takers on it. And rather than just let the thing die, they would like to give it to us so we could put it in service and utilize that. And then if that were to come about, we would move the one we currently have out and gift it to some other community or some other way to get rid of that surplus type equipment. Obviously, we take all the equipment off of it and use it in the new apparatus. So it's kind of thing is depending upon the Corvallis' board. They've mentioned it and talked about it 3 different times, and so this month's meeting was going to be the determining factor on getting that to the town. So we're looking at that. I mean, that'd be a very nice upgrade for the town. The current one that we have does need some mechanical work. But it is due for some mechanical work. So we would be able to have that expense, because we didn't do that work. So that would play in very well for the town, and it would help us out that way if it were to come about. But that's still out there. So, I mean, if we get closer to come and get it, we'll definitely come back and let you guys know what's going on with all that and keep you informed on that. But that'd be a nice move for us. And yes, we can accommodate it and we can facilitate putting it into service and doing all those things here in town. So it would work well. And it's also a win also for Corvallis, because the reality of it is if they need it, it's a radio call to Stevensville to come mutual aid, and guess what, we're taking back to them. So it's kind of a win for both towns and the whole community. But, so we got that going on. Other than that, that's pretty much business as usual.
Any questions for Jeff?
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Police Department, Mr. Ball.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Newsom from Jeff's Towing. He repaired one of the tires on our cruisers this evening or this afternoon free of charge. So I just want to give a shout out to him before we get started. Also, kind of give you an update on where our new officer, Mr. Ball, he just recently completed the 12-week field training program. All the DORs, and those are basically daily observation reports. Looked really good on him. He's in what we refer to as a shadow phase now, where somebody follows him around. Right now, that's me. And so he's on the evenings. And so I'm working evenings with him. Should be out there with him now, actually. But I want to give you the stats real quick for the month of September. Any question on what's going on in the department? All right, cool. For the month of September, typically it's average, we're running around 70 a month. We're at 71 for September. We had 1 adult arrest in September. We've increased that dramatically thus far in October. We initiated 13 traffic stops, our self-initiated activity, wrote 7 citations for violators. I see the trend kind of moving upward on traffic accidents. 3rd month in a row that we've had 4 more. We had 6 for the month of September, and we don't even have any ice on the ground yet. But vehicle tows were a goose egg. The major crimes are the big 3 I like to refer to them as: homicide, robberies, burglaries. we're still sitting at zeros all the way across the board. So we look good there. We responded and reported on 3 thefts and solved 2 of them thus far. So we're looking good as it relates to criminal activity in the town of Stevensville. We had 1 PFMA or assault in the month of September. No sex crimes, no fraud crimes, 1 criminal mischief, and 0 privacy and communications. The threat or intimidation call was resulting from an altercation that actually resulted in a domestic violence dispute. So that's part of that stat, as well as or I did say threat and intimidation call. Suspicious activity calls, disturbance, unattended deaths. We didn't have any of those in September. We did do 3 welfare checks and took in 2 lost and found property reports. Burglar alarms and 911 hangups. Last 3 months, I've seen a little bit of an uptick in those as well, but we only responded to 4 in the month of September. And that's something like, cleaning crew going into one of the banks in town and not knowing the code to deactivate the alarm. We typically respond to those a good bit in town. Typically in the mornings, but we do some in the evenings. I responded to one last night, as a matter of fact. And no victim notification calls. So those are our stats for September. It's pretty much, like what we've seen in the past 6 months. So we're looking good from that standpoint. And vehicle maintenance is looking good on the cruisers, so I got nothing to complain about.
Any questions?
Any questions for me?
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
Move on to item number F, Public Works. Steve is off sick today, but I will report that last day before the scarecrow, the sweeper was out on Main Street. It did sweep up and down, went down the street to pick up the mud that we had the Spring Street leak on. And so next week, we'll get the sweeper back out and get it moving again, like Councilmember Brown stated, get that vacuum out, get that picking up the leaves. And also this week, Tuesday, Public Works fixed one of the big leaks that was found by the leak detection on Pine Street. It was a big leak and they were lucky. First hole they dug, that's where it was. So they were able to fix that. So we're up and rolling. There's 3 more big leaks in town that they're going to start tackling. That was picked up by the leak detection. And so that's my report on Public Works. So with that, we'll move on to board reports. Councilmember Barker.
Actually planning and zoning met last night. I was not in attendance to that meeting. I was excused. But I heard that it went really well. They do have an open house that is coming up on the 22nd of this month. And we encourage the public to come and ask questions about where we're standing, what they'd like to see with the community as well. So that is really progressing quite rapidly. And I'm very excited for what we're putting together for everybody, so.
Thank you. Over to board reports, moving on to council comments. Councilmember Barker.
I just want to give a shout out to the Scarecrow Festival. I actually didn't attend Friday night, but Saturday I was down there and it was still very well attended Saturday, and the crew that put it together did an amazing job, especially for the 20th anniversary. I think their numbers, from what I heard, were over the top on Friday night. Families came out in hordes. We came through town, we were out with some other family members, and we came through town about 8:45, and the town was still hopping at that time. So very kudos to those guys. The sculpture that's in the park is amazing, so if you get a chance to take a look at that, Laura Jean, I don't remember what her last name is, but anyway, she did an incredible job. To have that in our Creamery Park is amazing, so kudos to her.
Thank you. Any other council comments? Seeing now, we'll move on to executive report. On 9/30/25, I had an online meeting with Ross Miller and Jared Beam regarding our water rights, and I think I forwarded you that email on that. Next week, I'll be attending the fall conference regarding MMIA, which I serve on the board of directors in Billings. I will be leaving Tuesday and I'll be back Friday. Councilmember Brown will be the acting mayor in my absence. Gina is also going down there on her own Monday. Tuesday, she's going down there to start her training as far as finance officer training. And that's what's going on there. I'd also like to thank the Scarecrow Festival. I was lucky enough to do the DJ work this year for Friday night and Saturday night. And I have to tell you, it was one of the best experiences I've had since I've been in Stevensville. To see over 100 kids with their parents out there line dancing in the rain was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Saturday night was just the same. It was a windstorm blew through, but it didn't deter anybody. And by Saturday night, it was 9:30. They were still out there dancing. So, and Lori Knapp told me they had between 5,000 and 7,000 people that went through there. She counted. So that's pretty amazing for a small town. They deserve a lot of kudos. And with that, and lastly, I put out some campaign flyers and I put the wrong phone number on there. I inadvertently put my mayor phone number on there, which I cannot do. And I want to thank Jim Cruz. Jim Cruz is the one that notified me. And he said, Bob, you can't do that. I will get a hold of political practices, smudge out the name, which I did. So again, I want to give a shout out to Jim Cruz. He was honest enough to come forward and give me the blessing to say, Bob, you're wrong. And when I'm wrong, I admit it. So that's my executive report. And with that, could I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.